The quiet desperation of those struggling financially, their reluctance to even discuss their plight, is a haunting paradox. It's as if a deep-seated fear whispers that wanting more is somehow wrong, a selfish indulgence. But let me unsettle you with a truth: money matters more than you think. It isn't everything, but it touches every aspect of your life. You can ignore this, cling to pride, or you can unlock a transformative financial shift in just 5 days. It all starts with a fundamental understanding: wealth doesn't change you, it merely reveals who you already are. This might sting, but it's a hard-won lesson I learned early. Destitute and hopeless, I was treated like a failure, and, more crucially, I saw myself that way. My self-perception mirrored my reality, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of scarcity. The money wasn't the problem, it was my internal narrative. People say, money isn't everything, and they are right. But when you're drowning in debt, unable to afford life-saving medical care, or your child's simple request remains unmet, money suddenly becomes everything. It's not subjective like health or love, it's quantifiable, a brutally honest measure of your progress or stagnation. Here's the secret nobody tells you: money is a mirror. Insecurity? More money will amplify it. Generosity? It will magnify your kindness. Fear? A fat bank account won't erase it. Money simply amplifies your inner landscape. That's why lottery winners often lose it all: they weren't prepared internally. And that's why Oprah, rising from abject poverty, built an empire. She changed internally first. When my own income increased, I faced a choice: self-indulgence or expanding the good I could do. Sandy and I chose to support Cynthia's organization, impacting thousands of children. Seeing those kids, smiling as they read books we helped provide, accessing clean water, nutritious food, and quality education, children who might have repeated cycles of poverty, now given new opportunities, that impact transcended any personal achievement. Money, I realized, isn't selfish. Refusing to grow, mistaking it for humility, is. Can you grasp the potential impact of true prosperity? It's not about flaunting wealth, it's about the power to say, I can help, and I will. But you might be thinking, I don't even know what I'd do with more money. I don't know what I want. Many live their lives reacting, paying bills, solving problems, never pausing to consider their deepest desires. The question isn't whether you know what you want, it's whether you've allowed yourself to want it. You weren't born to merely survive, you were designed to create, expand, contribute. That's why I propose a challenge. For 5 days, write down on paper one way each day that money could be a force for good in your hands. Not what you'd buy for yourself, but what you could build, offer, transform. You'll be surprised. This simple exercise shifts your focus from fear to contribution, and that's where the magic happens. When scarcity yields to impact, the universe realigns itself. You might not believe it now, but after seeing it work for hundreds of thousands, I can assure you, money won't change you, but it can reveal your best self if you let it. Are you ready to let money show you who you really are? The most insidious prison has no bars, it's in your mind. The worst part? Most inmates don't even realize it. They live seemingly free, repeating the same habits, fears, and patterns, only to wake up years later, stuck in the same place. I've seen it firsthand, not with strangers, but with loved ones. My Uncle Don, for instance, worked himself ragged, commuting across Toronto, doing endless overtime, just to scrape by. He chased the next paycheck, forever out of reach. A relentless cycle. One Christmas, I saw him and my aunt frantically buying gifts on credit, maxing out their cards. Next year will be different, they said. I knew better. It won't, I replied, because you won't change. Their silence spoke volumes. It wasn't a lack of effort or desire, it was a lack of awareness. They didn't know there was another way. Most people live on autopilot: wake up, work, pay bills, sleep, repeat. Fear of job loss, fear of change, fear of failure. But no one taught them the problem isn't the world or the economy, it's their paradigm. A paradigm is the set of beliefs, habits, and patterns that control your actions, a mental autopilot dictating what's possible, safe, and realistic. Try to break free, and it pulls you back. That voice saying, "What if it doesn't work?" This isn't for me, it's not the right time. That's not caution, it's your paradigm holding you captive. It's a program running in your head, saying, stay where you are. It's safe. It's familiar. And that, my friends, is a prison. You can set goals, plaster motivational posters everywhere, watch countless videos, but until you identify your current location, nothing changes. You can't change course without knowing your starting point. I used to think a lack of goals was the issue, but I discovered many people have dreams, but spend more time focusing on why they're unattainable than on how to achieve them. The problem isn't the goal, it's the underlying belief system. My aunt once struggled to list her desires, saying she didn't know what she wanted. Years of prioritizing others' needs had eclipsed her own. This is more common than you think. People say they want peace and tranquility, but that's the response of someone escaping suffering, not someone dreaming big. It's not their fault, it's the paradigm at work. I didn't understand this when I was broke, always returning to the same place. Only when I realized my results mirrored my thoughts did things shift. And it wasn't magic, it was a change in mindset. It's uncomfortable to admit responsibility for your current situation, but liberating to know you can change it. So, tell me, what's your financial reality? Not just the number in your account, but the patterns, habits, and beliefs running on autopilot. Do you believe you must work endlessly for money? That only the wealthy can invest? Do you feel guilty wanting more? If yes, your paradigm is in control. But here's the good news, it can be reprogrammed. But first, you must acknowledge your captivity, the force stronger than your will, the futility of repeating actions expecting different results. You don't have to live like your parents, you can break the cycle, but only if you dare to confront what's holding you back. Change starts when you admit you're stuck, not because the world is unfair, but because your internal system is programmed to keep you there. Once you understand this, you regain control, transforming imprisonment into a launching pad. It begins with a thought, and this isn't a metaphor, it's a fact. Thought is energy, a frequency that vibrates and creates. When I say your thoughts shape your reality, it's not motivational fluff, it's scientifically backed. For years, I was ridiculed, but decades of research, from Dr. Bruce Lipton's work on epigenetics to the HeartMath Institute's studies on the influence of emotions on heart rate and the body's electromagnetic field, confirms this. Your thoughts and feelings affect your body, mind, and environment. I even worked with Edgar Mitchell, an Apollo astronaut, on experiments transmitting thoughts from the moon to researchers on Earth, recorded, documented, and studied. It fundamentally changed my understanding of the human mind. Thought isn't abstract, it's a force. A frequency transcending time and space. Your thoughts are shaping your reality *now star. Daily thoughts of scarcity, I never have enough, I'm bad with money, I'm always in debt, program your behavior, decisions, and feelings, dictating your results. Notice how when you worry about debt, everything seems to go wrong. Car trouble, late bills, emergencies? You knew it would happen, you created it. This isn't coincidence, it's cause and effect. Thoughts don't have to be grand to work, they just need to be intentional. You can train your mind like a muscle, but most minds are so weak and distracted they can barely hold a positive image for 5 minutes. When was the last time you vividly visualized your desired life? When did you last detail your ideal day, from waking to sleeping? I've done this for over 50 years, carrying a card with my goals written in detail. Touching it sends a signal, almost automatically triggering the image, activating specific brain cells, keeping me aligned with my objectives. It's not magic, it's neuroscience, neuroplasticity. Your brain responds to repeated stimuli. If you dwell on failure, worry, and fear, your brain adapts and believes that's your normal. But feed it a clear, consistent image with emotion, and your brain and your world will adjust. The external world mirrors the internal. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you *star. True change doesn't start with money, it starts with a different mindset. The mistake many make is waiting for life to change before changing their thinking. Thought precedes reality, never the other way around. To escape scarcity, think abundance. Fear? Think courage. Doubt? Think faith. This isn't about denying reality, it's about projecting a new reality while acting within the current one. You don't need to understand everything now, just take a step, observe your thoughts, notice your self-talk, and visualize your desired life, even for 3 minutes daily. What you think clearly and repeat with emotion inevitably manifests. You're creating your life now, you doing it consciously or unconsciously. He sat in the back, legs crossed, eating candy like he owned the place, mocking me, interrupting, and I was terrified. This imposing man had spent 7.5 years in solitary confinement for shooting someone during a robbery. The kind of man you'd cross the street to avoid. And I'd insisted he be there, believing no one was beyond redemption. Everyone warned me, Bob, he's dangerous. He'll disrespect you, ruin the group. And for months, they were right. He sneered, laughed at the wrong times, dominated the room. Each time, fear clenched my chest, yet something wouldn't let me give up. Giving up would reinforce what the world had always told him, you're hopeless. Then, I made a decision. I drove 165 miles with a racing heart, determined to confront it. He started with his usual attacks, so I stopped talking, walked to him, looked him in the eye, and said, you must be the dumbest guy I've ever met. Absolute silence. He turned red, tensed, and for a moment, I thought he'd kill me. Then, he laughed a high-pitched, nervous laugh. I'd broken through an invisible barrier. That day, he sat in the front row. If anyone disrupted the meeting, he'd reprimand them. He became the group's disciplinarian. The man everyone feared helped transform others, and his own life. Years later, he was paroled, rebuilt his family, raised his wife's daughter, and worked with me, becoming one of my best, most loyal, and dedicated employees. He wasn't inherently criminal, he was a reflection of his self-belief. This happens to all of us. You might not be in a concrete prison, but you could be trapped in an invisible cell called paradigm. This story isn't about him. It's about you. How many times have you self-sabotaged out of fear? Convinced it wasn't possible, not for you, too late, too early, too hard? Sometimes, that inner saboteur is laughing, mocking your attempts, your goals, your affirmations, and you believe it. What if that voice is just a replay of childhood messages? No one is born broken or limited, we learn to diminish and imprison ourselves. Changing your life isn't about luck, talent, or connections, it's about challenging that inner character keeping you stuck. I've seen people rise from nothing and those with everything destroy themselves internally. It's not about what you have, but what you believe you deserve. If you believe you don't deserve prosperity, you'll sabotage anything approaching it. You'll waste opportunities, delay decisions, postpone plans, and hide. But if you admit, even slightly, that you might deserve an incredible life, the chains begin to loosen. That's what happened to that man. He didn't improve through theory, someone saw beyond the mask. That's my intention with you. Maybe you're in debt, trapped in a hated job, a stifling relationship, or a limiting mindset. But it's not true. You aren't your past, your failures, or your mistakes. You are what you choose to be from this moment forward. Sometimes, all it takes is a reminder. Look in the mirror and say, I am not my old self. I am my next self. This new you will change everything, not tomorrow, not when everything is perfect, but now, with a single thought, decision, or spark of courage. That's how you unlock an invisible prison, from the inside out. To change your financial situation, or any area of your life, you need absolute clarity. Without knowing exactly where you are and having a clear picture of your destination, everything feels confusing, unstable, and frustrating. Frustration leads to surrender. People say, I have goals, then say, I want more money. But more money could be 50 cents or $20. That's not clarity, it's a vague wish, producing vague results. Be specific. Paint your destination with words and images so vivid your mind believes it's already happening. And here's something often overlooked, knowing your destination isn't enough. Unlocking your potential, from dreams to reality. Let's be honest, true progress starts with brutal self-awareness. Think of it like navigating with a map. Without the right starting point, you're just spinning your wheels. Most people skip this crucial step, burying their heads in the sand about their finances, ignoring debt, and denying hardship. Facing the truth hurts, yes, but that pain is the crucible where transformation is forged. For over 5 decades, I've used a simple trick. I write down my goals on a card I carry everywhere. Every time I touch it, it's a neural jolt, a mental workout that keeps my focus laser sharp. It's not just motivation, it's applied neuroscience. What you consistently focus on, grows. But even with years of experience, my brain still tries to subtly sabotage me, whispering sweet nothings from the comfort of my comfort zone. For instance, I committed to writing daily with my non-dominant hand to shake things up, stay present, and truly engage my brain. On a recent trip, I almost left my journal behind because it was heavy, but a voice inside screamed, "No. That's your comfort zone trying to undermine you." It doesn't shout, it subtly argues, "You're tired, rest. There's plenty of time. No one will notice if you skip it today." But each small concession pulls you further from your goals. Faith, videos, and books are useless without consistent action, keeping promises, even to yourself. That's the difference between dreamers and achievers. Here's a game changer: your current situation, debt, unemployment. Emotional turmoil doesn't define your destiny. Your response does. With clarity about your present, your future goals, and the daily discipline to move forward, even incrementally, transformation is inevitable. So, can you clearly articulate your financial objectives? Your income goals, investment strategy, desired lifestyle? And with equal precision, can you describe your current reality? Your debts, expenses, obstacles? If not, that's your starting point. Write it all down, brutally honest. Then define your goal, visualize it, feel it, and act. Even when you don't feel like it, especially then. That's when you reprogram yourself, overcome old blocks, and truly begin anew. With clarity, consistency, and commitment, no goal remains unreachable. Ever wonder why so many smart, hardworking, talented people don't achieve financial success? I've seen this pattern repeatedly. The difference between thriving and merely surviving isn't ability, luck, or intelligence. It's a sense of worthiness. Yes, worthiness. Because regardless of knowledge or effort, if you subconsciously believe you don't deserve a better life, your subconscious will keep you stuck. This happens subtly: missed opportunities, accepting less than you're worth, retreating when you should advance, not because of inability, but because a part of you believes you're undeserving. From childhood, messages like, money is evil, rich people are dishonest, suffering leads to success, you can't have it all, become internal truths, invisible but real limitations. I carried that weight for years. Success made me uncomfortable, almost guilty, like betraying my roots or surpassing my parents. This conflict sabotaged me, stalled businesses, missed partnerships, lost investments. An inner voice whispered, "Enough, don't push further." Until I stopped, reflected, and wrote, "What do I believe about wealth?" Unfiltered, unadorned. I realized I feared losing myself with wealth, alienating friends, becoming arrogant, disappointing those who knew me. My block wasn't lack of resources, but guilt, fear, unworthiness. And I see this repeated countless times. Have you felt uncomfortable with compliments, hesitant to charge your true value, sabotaged yourself near success? That's not bad luck, it's self-sabotage rooted in limiting beliefs about worthiness. The worst part? You don't even realize it, because your subconscious disguises it as prudence, humility, common sense. But know this: you weren't born for scarcity, for accepting the minimum, for repeating cycles of poverty. You were born to create, and creation demands something no one can give you, but you can cultivate: the unshakable belief that you deserve more. Positive affirmations aren't enough, you must act like someone who values themselves. Stop negotiating your dignity, say no to what diminishes you, and yes to what expands you. For the next 3 days, track every time you pull back from fear of unworthiness, rejected compliments, values you hesitate to charge, ideas abandoned because you think it's not for you. Be amazed by how your sense of worthiness impacts your finances. And in recognizing that, change begins. The money and opportunities exist, The question is, will you step out of the shadows and accept that you deserve everything you desire? Because when you do, everything aligns. Financial and life transformation isn't just information, it's the decision to break internal cycles. It all starts within your self-image, thoughts, beliefs, even in secret. You don't need more time, luck, or effort, but clarity, courage, and consistency. That changes everything, and when you change, the world changes with you. Watch the next video for the next step on this journey to elevate yourself even further. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.